Coming to you live from scenic The Basement at ICN Studios in Brooklyn, I'm Jana Jefferson, and this is And Friends with Jana Jefferson. Every other week, me and a new guest host each time are going to give you the latest news in pop culture, the industry, life, and much more. And today's guest is none other than Stacy-Ann Ellis.
Hey.
Woo-hoo! How are you, I mean, I've seen you all day.
I know, yeah. I was going to say, I'm good.
That's good. Awesome. Has your day been?
It's done. It's good.
And that's all that matters.
It's almost the weekend. Even though it's Tuesday, it feels like it's almost the weekend because the holidays.
Like the holidays are right around the corner. You still got to do some shopping.
I have to do all of my shopping. I haven't done any. But everything will be online based. Everything will be a gift card type of pick it up in the store type of situation.
You know what I hate? When people say like, oh, a gift card isn't a gift. I'm like, it's in the word.
It's an excellent gift.
What are you talking about? A gift card is the best gift because, like, you can just get what you want.
That's the best gift.
With someone else's money.
Yeah. Unless you give it to a really obscure store where you don't. Like, I got a gift card to TJ Maxx. I have never used it yet. I don't know how much is on there, but it's still there sitting because I don't really go to TJ Maxx. But the general gift cards are the best gift cards. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, oh my God, my favorite store to get gift cards to it's called Harmon. So it's like CVS, but like way better.
Is that a Jersey thing?
It might be.
I was gonna say that's like that and Wawa and like other things.
Oh my gosh, I remember I was
here.
It was maybe two summers ago. Not this past summer, but the last summer, so 2016. And I was trying to explain to our interns what Wawa was.
It's such a weird word.
And they're like, what is Wawa? I'm like, oh, it's like a quick check. They're like, what's that? I'm
yeah,
like,
I was going to say, that doesn't help either. It's like a 7-Eleven.
I'm like, it's like a 7-Eleven, but just better.
I feel disrespected by that. I feel disrespected
Wawa,
by that.
once you go to Wawa, you got to go to Wawa, get a nice sub. Or their mac and cheese. Wawa mac and cheese.
Why would I have that from like a gas station store?
No, Wawa is not just gas station store. It's a way of life.
So Jersey
Shout out
and
to
below.
Central Jersey and South Jersey with their Wawa. North Jersey doesn't have Wawa though.
Because it's like basically New York.
Well, North Jersey is just weird. But anyway, before each episode officially starts, I give my mood of the day with a different like Beyonce song.
Lord,
of course we do, right? But since it's like, this is technically the last episode of 2017, so we're going to do the Beyonce mood of the year. So you can use a song, like a video, a outfit, a line, like whatever you want to describe your mood of the year. Would you like me to go first?
Yeah.
My Beyonce mood of the year is bat-wielding, hold up Beyonce, hitting things with a bat jolly and cheerfully. Because it's just like, she's just so over it, but she's like, just still gleeful. Like, it's kind of like a juxtaposed kind of feeling. Because, like, I'm so over it, but I'm here and I'm smiling and I'm happy.
But still break it-ish.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say mine is not so much an image of her, but Who Run the World girl. It's just like the ethos of that. I'm such a for the girls, girl power, everything, girls run-ish, we're the best type of person. So that's my eternal mood, but specifically my mood for right now is like, come on, let's show these guys and everyone else how we run-ish and get out the way.
This is, I feel like women, we'll get back into this because I have like stuff about being a woman and how this was like our year. So Talk of the Town is our first segment. And we talk about like just top stories of life and what's going on. But since, like I said, it's the end of the year, I came up with 3 stories this year that I feel like we should talk about in depth. So this was my favorite story of the year.
I'm already nervous.
This is my favorite story of the entire year, and Stacey can vouch for this. A Fire Festival was my favorite thing of 2017. So if you don't know what Fire Festival is, Fire Festival was a festival.
Was it like Fire?
It was Fire.
Dang, I
with a Y.
But the thing is, I read it as Fry Festival for the entire year. Girl, it was so insignificant. Well, not insignificant, but like
the emblem of it was like it was burning log.
Yeah, it was a lot of things,
which is super, super perfect for.
It's perfect
the actual
because it was definitely
festival.
a fire.
It was a fire burning.
Yeah.
So Fire Festival was a festival that was supposed to be held in the Bahamas, and it had all these big ticket artists like Migos and Lil Yachty was on it. And
there was like Blink 182. Yeah, I remember.
It was just like a millennial's
hodgepodge.
wet dream. Like, oh my God, everybody I want is there. And it's like in these luxury huts, and it's going to be on the beach, and it's going to be concierge service. And
it was advertised by the Jenners and the Hadids and them on
the
boats.
Rada blah blah blahs, whatever that girl's name is.
Don't know their names.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Girl, I was just gonna say Bella or Gigi.
Bella or Gigi or
One
other.
Of them two.
Kendall. So like they're like, this is the place you want to be. So come to find, when that festival happened, it was not that. It was, there was cheese sandwiches and not luxury meals. Cheese sandwiches in those like a la carte boxes.
They were cold,
and there was no condiments on the bread. It was just like bread with cheese, and then like the lettuce you get out the bag.
So bad.
And then the luxury tents were like these geodesic domes, and they had like, I watched a video, like, how kids do like, oh, I'm doing a vlog. So I recently watched a vlog of Fire Festival. Like a rich kid went there, and like the beds were actually kind of big, but they were like just like cots. They were like at least
decent.
I think they were like, what's the level underneath queen size bed? Full. It was like full size cots.
Still nothing worth however much they paid for them.
Oh, that was the kicker. So like, I think the cheapest ticket was like at least maybe $2,000. But then you had like VIP tickets where it was like $10,000 and up.
That's what you get.
$10,000 and up to get finagled. And
if for $10,000, what's his name? Every member of the Migos needs to hand feed me with a golden spoon for $10,000 in my geodome. Mm-hmm. In my geodome.
Absolutely. But what they got was
dust.
A geodome full of shame. And since like it was also that I saw on this vlog, since it was just like people just in and out, no one had any direction as to what was happening, people would be taking people's domes, and they're like, yeah, they said it's a free-for-all, so we kicked them out of the domes.
The Hunger Games.
Then when they were trying to get back to the States, they like locked them in the airport. They're like, we can't put you guys on a plane. It was like a very long ordeal. They would go back and forth, like out of the airport onto the plane, out of the plane onto the, like back into the airport. They locked them in the airport in the Bahamas, and people were passing out because they didn't have any water. It was just, oh my God. But basically the whole thing that happened with Fire Festival, the dude who was in charge of it, he was like some 25-year-old douche boy.
Scammer.
Yeah, what that was. Scammer. And I like robbery and fraud. Yes. That was him. Just picture him with the wig securing the bag.
He secured the bag and secured a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. So he's probably going to go to jail for wire fraud. Ooh. And another thing I cannot remember. The kids probably never got their money back. But that's what you get when you don't use your brain.
Yeah.
And when you that's like another thing.
Just go to Coachella. Like, it already exists.
And Coachella, like, knowing how, like, the thing that bothered me the most about Fire Festival is that it was like an inaugural event, so no one knew anything about it. So you're just like, you're going to just throw your money at something you had no idea what was going on.
You threw a whole college tuition.
A very millennial thing. Like, if you ever had a notion as to like why people pick on millennials and why like we're like the butt of many a joke, Fire Festival is it.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh, example numero uno.
But the memes were on point. Oh my God. They were so great. I was at the office that day when Fire Festival came out, and I was laughing to the point. I never cry when I laugh. Like, if I'm laughing really hard, I usually don't cry. I just like can't stop laughing. Like, my stomach hurts, all that jazz. This time I was bawling. There was tears streaming down my face.
No real tears.
Stacy can vouch for me because she was there. But
real tears.
I was dying because like, how are?
It's just a funny thing to like. I would never. And if I ever came back to my friends or my family and said, "Oh my God, I got conned out of 10 grand,"
I honestly would just be like,
my parents would laugh at me in my face and say, "Well, I don't know what to tell you."
That's exactly what you get for not being smart about your choices. Like, oh my God, even when my sister, she's like, "Jada, I don't have money to do this or that." I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't go to Buffalo Wild Wings every night.
Yeah, just save your $5 a day to use it towards something purposeful and not squandering it on a mystery festival.
Especially since, like, I think people, like, other publications tried to reach out to, like, the artists that were on the bill. I don't think any of them were like, we weren't on.
Yeah, they're like, either they were notified of it, but what I assume happens is that artists are not going to confirm nor promote until they've secured their bag. If you do not pay these people up front, they're not gonna, it doesn't exist.
And you know that this kid did not pay them up front.
No,
absolutely not.
Or even if he did pay, like, let's say they paid Blink 182 up front, whatever.
I think they were the only ones that were paid up front, and they still didn't go.
Right, and they were like, bruh, there's no, like, your hotel situation. Yeah, like, it doesn't, like, we're not, logistically, this doesn't make any sense, so we're just gonna pull out because we're not gonna come and look like Boo Boo the Fool on your dime or our dime or anyone's dime.
Blink 182, like, Travis Barker drumming on, like, coconuts.
Looking stupid.
Looking real dumb. And you know Travis Barker is one of, like, the best drummers ever. He would look like a dumbass.
Playing for people in Shantytown with lost luggage. No one's going to do that because their luggage was lost.
Everything was a mess.
Just looking stupid.
Oh my God.
Just looking stupid.
Oh my God. I saw this thing over the weekend. They called it the Fire Festival of Cheese because there was like a cheese festival and they advertised it as this really big cheese festival. And when it actually happened, there was like only one table and there was a lot of cheese that was not on the bill. Ew. All they had was like cubes of cheddar and then like a bottle of wine. And people paid money for this cheese festival.
Well, that's what you get for also paying for a cheese festival. You got to prioritize things that make sense, guys. You can very well go and get yourself some cheese. Like, go get some cheese. There's cheese samples.
Go to ShopRite.
And Trader Joe's got mad samples.
Price Club.
Stop playing it. Why would you pay for a cheese? Like, it's not even like a whole meal. Like, you're not paying for like the food and wine festival, the burger festival, whatever kind of things where you are getting a main meal. You're getting the thing that goes inside of whatever food it is. You get a stuffing. You chose to go to a stuffing festival, and you got 3 cubes of stuffing. That's what you get.
And a shot glass, a plastic shot glass of wine.
You didn't even get class.
A tongue dip, like.
But that face you just did, that's what you get.
Oh my God. So
I feel no sympathy.
Absolutely not. Fire Festival was the classic case of
2017.
2017 Fire Festival was the festival that 2017 deserved.
Basically, that's
without a doubt.
That's it.
Like,
that's actually.
If you told me that Fire Festival was like an accumulation of everything that happened in 2017,
you'd be on point. That's exactly what it is.
Cheese sandwiches and
unmelted cheese sandwiches
and a lot of disappointment.
Translucent lettuce. Stranded
with
people.
No dressing.
There's no condiments. Not even a cube of butter you could have heated up with your breath. Nothing. So nothing.
Oh my God! Every time I think of it, it's just like we didn't deserve Fire Festival, but we really
absolutely did. We absolutely did.
So the number 2 big story of the year, United Airlines was out here dragging people.
That's why I ain't booked not an airy flight on United Airlines.
The thing was, United, is it still affordable?
So it makes it
all the more difficult.
I'm trying to rack up rewards points on Delta and other ones, so I'm not going to dedicate any time to people who don't know how to treat customers like human beings.
Well, let's give them a little rundown of what happened on United if you forgot. I would hope you wouldn't, because it was a big story. But basically, what were they, overbooked? There was too many people
oversold.
On the plane? Oversold. So they started just being like, oh, I'm going to give the seats away. And there was an old man. He had to be at least, he had in his 60s. He's an older Asian man. He was a doctor. And he wouldn't get out of his seat. People started comparing him to Rosa Parks, and I was like, that's a little too much.
People just take an inch.
You ought to stop.
They take an inch.
You ought to stop.
They take an inch and run with it to Tokyo. Relax. That's not it.
Turn him a mess. But anyway, he's like, I'm not getting out of here. I paid for this seat, and I'm not leaving. So the security literally physically dragged this man out of his seat. He like broke his nose. There was blood. Someone recorded it, and they're like, stop, and he still got dragged. Luckily they settled. He got a lot.
I was gonna say, I hope he got a pretty penny.
Yeah, they're like an undisclosed amount. I'm like, oh, he is loaded now. But then the thing that bothered me the most about this story is how they were like, oh, well, he was a doctor, like, making good money, a respectable occupation, and they're like, oh, he did drugs in the 70s. I'm like, who? So? Who doesn't do drugs?
Can we? But I was going to say, look at all of y'all selves in the 70s. Not even our generation at all. Look at y'all. All y'all established parents who was jamming out to, was it Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds? Don't play.
That song is drug.
Don't play like you weren't here. Y'all know Angel, like that line y'all like to use. Y'all know Angel. Y'all not angels either. Relax yourself.
Yeah, they're like, oh, well, he had a criminal record. I'm like, that's no reason for you to pull him out of his seat.
They just love to, when they have nothing, like, when no real excuse, that's always the go-to. They pull up an irrelevant criminal record.
So dumb. That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm like, you're really gonna try to make this man the bad guy when you were the ones that broke his nose?
Just hold, like, I don't know why people are so afraid to hold
other
larger entities accountable. It's cool. They got lawyer teams. Like, it's cool to say you were wrong. Let them fight that battle after that, but y'all clamoring to their defense. Oh, well, let this man be. Focus on the people who wronged him. If you were dragged out and knocked your nose out and bleeding on the way out, you would not want people to first look at you and see what you did. Obviously, you're the one injured here who needs medical attention, who was not out here swinging at people first, punching people in the face.
He was just being quiet. He's like, I'm not getting up.
He's like, his answer was no. And so what you should have done was number one, not oversold the flight. And two, find another alternative instead of dragging this one person. You go ahead and do your lottery, pick another person.
Especially since it's so easy to, like, put you on another flight. You'll get there at a later time, but you're still going to get to where you need to go.
And you don't know what really, like, needed him. He could have had something very crucial to get to. You need to run down your thing and say, who absolutely we'll give you 10, we'll give you 10 grand if you give up your seat. I bet you if you put your money where your mouth is, someone would offer that seat up. I guarantee, if you offered me 5 G's to take a later flight, if I did not have to go to, like, a funeral or something time sensitive, I would get myself right up and say, I'll take it.
Sorry for the trouble.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye. Are you kidding me?
I think they did start to offer people money, like, after the
offer hire.
All the nonsense that started
offer
happening. Because, like, people were just like, oh, we're going to boycott their flight, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, if they offered me money, I would definitely take it. Depending on what was going on.
For the right amount of money and for my circumstance, if I'm going for something very medical related, familial situation, obviously that's not going to happen. But not every single person on that flight had that thing to go to. Up your money and people will listen. That's capitalism. Duh. Put your money up. And then people will start talking.
Put up or shut up.
Okay, right? That's what it is. Stop acting like you don't know how this American game works. Like you don't know we react to money. Put more money up to someone else.
Money makes the world go round. Okay. It's crazy.
Child. These people. Shout out to that man for collecting that check.
Oh, I hope that he went on a nice vacation.
On another airline. Ooh. I'm sure he has free, like, United for life. I'm sure. But I still wouldn't take it.
I wouldn't. United
Not yet.
is so... United... If it wasn't so cheap, I would not
I think I took it like
it.
Once or twice max, and I can't remember.
I took it a few times this year. I flew a lot this year, and I think they were either United or Delta.
All of mine were definitely like Delta American.
Did I take Frontier?
I've never taken Frontier.
Frontier is very... It's cheap, but
Isn't it the same as like...
If you want to have... I think Spirit's a little... Well, Spirit makes you spend so much money for your baggage. Frontier is cheap, but it was bumpy. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. That's one thing I'm not... I don't... I need a nice sturdy plane.
So I can take a nice nap, because I sleep on planes. Sometimes I don't even like feel us taking off. I'm out as soon as I get to my seat.
I wish I was one of those people. I'm always, even if I sleep, I'll wake up the second I hear their engines like rev.
Really?
It's a nervous habit. It's just really bad.
And you, like, a couple times I flew, I think I was on like 8 planes this year. I think so.
20.
Damn! That's a lot of planes.
Child, I'm ready to sit down.
That's like a goal though. I want to travel like everywhere. I want to be like Stacy. Stacy's a big traveler.
I'm trying to, be a global citizen, girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
And you're doing a really good job at it. I see the places that you get to go, and I'm like, man, I'd love to do that.
I ain't got no money though.
That's
the only
okay.
thing is I'll spend my money on like travel. That's my one like
That's
vice.
your thing.
Yeah, that's my thing.
What do I spend my money on? Food.
I mean, food is good too, but I would rather have food in the place that I've went and traveled to.
I actually have a list because I'm like, if you haven't started planning your 2018, you're not doing it right. Mm-hmm. So I started planning like places I want to go within the next 3 years. Next year, I'm staying in country, but starting 2019, I'm definitely going outside the country at least once a year. Like I need to. America is draining my energy out of me. Girl. And I just want to see the world. I'm so young still. There's so much life to see.
You can go, trust me, you can go on an affordable out-of-country trip.
Absolutely.
It's not as much as you would think. Just get your friendships up if you can, like, meet people. Airbnb type of situations are the wave. Just, there are ways to take affordable international trips. I'm trying to just do more of them, but I understand like staying in country.
Well, there's I'm staying in country because like just the activities like staying in country. Okay. Like I've never been to Miami and I'm going there next year for my 25th. Because you want to explore. I just want to like see more in like America. Not like a lot America because like this place is kind of boring. Yeah, but like places that I need to see, I definitely need to see. But then 2019, watch. I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna go here, there, everywhere. Set your goal all the way around the square.
Put the post-it in. I did that earlier, a couple of years ago. I just put a post-it in my passport. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I put a passport post-it in the front that said Brazil, Paris, London, Barcelona.
Those Paris and Barcelona are musts for me.
And I ended up, I know it's technically wrong because Brazil is like not a city, but I just put Brazil because I didn't know which one. I wasn't necessarily attached to Rio, so I didn't put that.
Go during Carnival.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be expensive.
That's okay.
I'll tell you that. But I ended up going to all those places, and it was really unintentional. I think it was just because I happened to stick it in the front, literally paid no attention to it. As time went, those things got ticked off, and I was like, wow, just, like thoughts become things. So I need to go ahead and stick another Post-it note in there.
Yeah, I definitely
when I renew my passport.
I need more stamps in my passport. It's like an embarrassingly low amount. I'm like, I need to see the world. I need to I need to live.
There, please go live. Please
go live. I feel like this is obviously the number one story because it's been everywhere. But men are trash, and we've known this for a long time. But now it's coming to light.
Get it together.
Men are trash. Me Too. It's not like I said Me Tooth.
Yeah, I was like,
Me Too is so needed. I'm glad a black woman thought of it.
Shout out to.
So let's just make sure that people know that first
and foremost.
But I'm glad that it's caught on, and I'm glad that the women are speaking up. What I was going to say in the beginning of the show is like, I think 2017 was a particularly good year for women and minorities speaking up about all the crap that we endure. Go through. And I'm glad that we're bringing attention to it. And honestly, especially women, like we killed it this year. The women's march was so awesome.
We stay killing it.
They're doing another women's march next year, January 20th.
We'll see how that weather's holding up.
I hope to go because I was so mad I didn't get to go to it.
Well, like the thing about it though is it's like, okay, a lot of people sat out that march because it's like not all the women that went there fight for all of the injustices that happen. And it's like
feminists when it matters to them.
And I think black women end up fighting a lot of battles for a lot of people because we understand that things are important because they're just important. And this is not to shame white women or women of other ethnicities and races and cultures, but it's just that because it was like, you know, like the first of its kind, we as black women, I went, but we as black women were kind of hesitant to also join in because how often like black women warn people of things and get looked at crazy.
all the time.
So it's like, well, we're just gonna sit this one out.
You know what it reminds me of? Like, I can't think of the movie, but I feel like it's like a trope in movies where there's like a crazy person. They're like,
and they're
he's like trying to tell you about stuff, and they're just like, oh, that's just old man Jenkins. Like, don't listen to old man Jenkins.
And then when the sky falls, and everyone's like, oh my God, the sky's falling.
We are the Chicken Littles of the world.
We are the Chicken Littles.
We are the Chicken Littles.
We're telling you about all these things that are happening, and even not even like we're not even always Miss Cleoing it and like trying to forecast something, but just saying, hey, we've noticed that this is wrong and this is hurting people's feelings and hurting people's families, and it's just not good. No, it's crickets.
Always here to save the day.
Shout out to us with these capes, yo.
But I'm glad that a lot of these men were canceled because
it's time.
It's crazy because like so many men that have like gotten in trouble, people are like, yeah, like they knew. Like it's like
that means you're just as wrong.
Like a secret that's not a secret.
You're just as wrong because you enabled that.
Yeah, that's the sad part about it. It's like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want them to like cast me away from everything. I'm like, but you know what's happening, and if it's wrong, you need to say something about it.
You saw it. You knew what was occurring, or even if you didn't know, you had an inkling, or you knew that the other person may have felt uneasy, and you did nothing. I'm not gonna play the blame game, but now that you know that there are trash men walking amongst you, who you might have noticed a little something for, they're doing something weird. I don't know. Now you got to speak up because now you know. Now you can't pretend like, oh, I just wasn't really sure of protocol. No. If someone's uncomfortable, speak up about it. Say, yo, you're about to get kicked out the paint if you don't stop. Or I'm going to just go ahead and get you out the paint from the back way.
I feel like if I was in that position where I knew that people were trash, I would definitely say something. Like, I've always been the one who's just like, this is wrong, this is crap, and I'm going to put a stop to it.
And I know it's like, it's hard too, because not even, sometimes you just have a lot of stuff on your own plate. You've got your own problems that you're struggling with. So to take on someone else's seems like a task, but it's like, guys, some guys are just too bad to ignore. Like you can't, like Sir Weinstein, whatever.
Yeah, that was like that, and I knew Kevin Spacey was a bad dude. One, because a sociopath is obviously good at what they do. They're good at convincing people that they're not the people they are. But I knew Kevin Spacey. I knew about the Kevin Spacey thing for at least a year. I heard a lot of stuff about him, and I'm like, that's why he's such a good actor, because he's like a sociopath.
He's off the rocker.
Awful.
I didn't know too much about him. I know his name, but I don't really follow.
Have you ever seen American Beauty?
No, that's what I was gonna say. I don't.
It's basically him.
Oh, that's creepy. See, I don't follow his stuff, so I wouldn't know. I just know that he is a famous actor.
He's
Harvey Weinstein, even I didn't know him by name either.
You just know his company.
And
all that
and
stuff.
so I didn't. I'm not looking into that because at the time, entertainment and in the sense of like the inner workings of entertainment is not me. I have nothing to do with like the acting world, and so how would I wouldn't have that insight. Just like how comedians knew about Cosby, they knew about him, but I may not have known that, and a lot of people on the outside of that may not have known that. So people will have different intels.
I'm glad that Cosby is now like not the only one who's getting the brunt of it, because like.
Because what he did was trash.
But like
he's trash. But there's so many people that are presently trash.
They were really going in on Bill Cosby. But then the thing that bothers me so much about this whole situation, it's like, you obviously don't respect the men for what they do, but you're like, but they do, like what separate like their work. Some of their work is so good, and you're like, oh, man,
you're able to separate that. But for women, you can't separate the way we look from what we do.
Absolutely. Like, that's why people are still ragging on Cardi B for being a stripper and ragging on Amber Rose for being a stripper. And it's like,
that trope is so tired. Y'all gotta let that go. Let that girl be great.
But then they still listen to R. Kelly.
Two-stepping at the function. And I understand. He's a legend. Cool. Yeah. But you have to acknowledge it. The same way you rag on women for being ex-strippers, or forget that. the way y'all rag on old girl. I don't know her name, but she's a news anchor, curvy and pretty, and
that
everything
beautiful
everything you
woman?
everything you want to look at, everything you want to look at
Woo!
off the screen and off work, off the clock. But you ragging her, saying she shouldn't be doing these things. Yeah, got all that mouth.
Because they're jealous they ain't thicker than a Snicker. That's what it is.
Or even Teacher Bay.
Teacher Bay is cute too.
Like, but people,
like,
people find it very easy to criticize, to not separate a woman's personal situation, how she looks, what she does, whatever, from her profession. Work, but for men, y'all got all the caveats in the world to just throw out there. But he's in America's greatest family, Black America's greatest family, but he drugged women.
Oh, but he's a great he's a great producer, and he does great things for the hip hop community. So
okay, but if he did something to your child, do you think you're still gonna be two-stepping on the porch? No, not to his. Oh, he was a great musician. Okay, but he's a trash person.
But he's a terrible person.
You gonna put money in his pocket? No.
And they always still do. That's the sad part. People still go to R. Kelly concerts.
It's the older generation.
And he's like doing disgusting things on stage, and he's like, we're gonna make it a slumber party. Yeah, I'm like, ew, weird. Get out of here, Robert. You're 50.
He's weird. Once he did that song about the cookie crumbling or some
that whole album was like Black Panties or something.
Child. Yeah. You need help.
Robert Kelly. But yeah, moral of the story, men are trash. That was like the whole theme of 2017, starting with our trash person, but we'll get to him in a second. Child. But that was Talk of the Town. And our next segment is Questions with the Guest.
Okay.
So basically, we're going to just talk about our 2017. You can obviously divulge as much information as you want. You don't have to say specifics. But what word would you use to describe your 2017?
Mine was enlightening.
How so?
I'll say that I learned. It seemed long, number one. But before enlightening, it seemed long, but it seemed quick. If that makes any sense
it really does, because I remember I was just sitting on the couch watching Mariah Carey fail, and now here we are again
at the end of the year. It moved by so quickly, but so much was packed into the year that you think that it lasted longer than it did. And I think that in all of the experiences that I've gone through from the top of the year to now, which feels like about 3 years have passed, I learned so much about myself, so much about other people, so much about where I live, like the state of the world that I live in, so much about what I like, what I don't like, what I definitely don't like, who I can find comfort in and who I can't, how other people make me feel, what I will and will not allow personally and professionally and just socially, like how short my fuse is, what I can tolerate. It's just a lot of eye-opening moments that I might have been frustrated in or very full of passion in, but then at the end I'm like, okay, all right, I found a lesson out of this. Took some trips that got me to like disconnect my mind a little bit and think and really come to some conclusions about myself and my timing and like the universe and my little Janae Aiko tip, thinking about the cosmos. But I just really learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to applying what I learned to next year, or just really just being more observant and listening to God, listen to the universe, listen to the signs, to the things that fall in my way, and just take them for what they are and then figure out what they might mean or what I could get from them versus like, oh, dang, like I haven't gotten this. Okay, but this sign just dropped in front of you. What do you think this means? Yeah, it was just, there's a lot of soul searching on my Pisces in the moon and the stars and the sky tip.
What would you like to leave behind in 2017?
Toxic relationships or any sort of relationship in any facet of life, anywhere that does not benefit me.
I agree. I feel the same way.
I think I hadn't put myself first in a lot of situations, and I need to nix that entirely and just what am I gaining from this? What is my spirit gaining from this? What are my loved ones gaining from this? People that I consider myself, like my immediate family. Like, how are we going to grow and thrive based on whatever I involve myself in? If there's no benefit to me, I need to not harp on it.
I feel like what I realize with my relationships is I'm always the one that's giving, but I'm not receiving the same sort of like push and pull from somebody else. So like I can give you, like say I give you like $10, I'll get 2 back. And it's like, it's not fair to me because like that's just how I am. I'm just like a giving person. Like I'm just always that person who's going to make sure that you're okay and you're happy, but then like no one's caring about my happiness or making sure that I'm feeling satisfied or just like feeling appreciated.
Right.
And that's something that I hope to, I wouldn't say rectify, but I know now I guess I tread a little bit lightly around certain people because I'm like, if I know you're not going to care about what I have to do or what I have to say, then like I'll just leave you to the side and then I'll find people or like go to the people in my life already who I know are going to give that reciprocation back. That is another big thing in my 2017. I need to go where I'm wanted.
Just whether it's people, places, things, whatever ideas, just go where you can feel the want. You like it's literally nothing you can really put on paper, but it's like you can feel for yourself if something is for you, if something benefits you, and if you are wanted in that space, if you're not rejected in that space, you can tell. Like you can tell, you can feel it.
It's crazy how much you can tell, and I'm like really susceptible to energy. So I'm just like
pay attention to energy.
As soon as things start to feel awkward for me or feel wrong, instantly I'm like, oh no. Like it's either I need to change my situation or I need to work with people within my situation to change it for me. And if it doesn't work out, I need to move on.
Honor energy. That's really like a thing.
I'm like really big about energies. Is there anything you would have done differently this year?
I could tell myself that, but no, because I needed every moment, no matter how low. No matter how low or high, I needed all of those moments to come to these points of clarity. Because if I didn't have those lows, I would think things are fine. And if I didn't have those highs, I would think things sucked. So I needed all of those peaks and valleys to let me war inside a little bit, to know that, okay, the warring doesn't last forever. So I needed that. Like, there are things that obviously I wish I could have been like, ugh. You know, I wish I didn't have to like feel those emotions. I wish I didn't have to encounter those battles, but you need every battle that you face. And there's literally nothing I can take back. So walk with those chips, walk with those nicks on your skin, and they heal. And like now you have a greater awareness of like, all right, don't walk that way because that's obviously how I got hurt last time. Do more of this because that's obviously what gave me those feelings of like, oh man, I'm winning. Do more of that. The feel good, do more of that. The feel bad, do less of that.
I think what I need to do, well, what I think when I think back on this year, I think I just needed to focus more on myself. Like 2018, it's going to be like me. Because I'm never, ever the person, like I'm always the one who's like looking out for other people. So then like obviously no one should look out for me anyway. But like, I feel like I always expect that.
And don't get it.
And I never get it. So I'm always left disappointed. And I'm like, I need to start caring about myself more than I care about other people.
You got to satisfy yourself.
Yeah, because no one's going to love me like I love me. And I do love myself a lot. Like, I've always loved myself. But I'm like, I need to, like, feel it. Oh, I'm getting all choked up.
See? That's how you know it needs to happen.
Like, it definitely needs to happen. For sure. What's your proudest achievement this year?
Ooh.
Job-wise, social-wise, or both-wise?
Oh, gosh. I think I was a lot more visible.
You were.
Than I usually am. Like, I can be not a hermit, but a hermit. Like, no one sees my face. Like, I'm not out there. Like, I'm a very behind the scenes kind of person. So I don't put myself on Front Street ever. So it was weird. Like I did a show, like a small show that my friend has called #disruptive, and it's like a video show. So I was like on camera talking, and that was so like nerve wracking. Like I even like I courted, like someone was like, "Oh, we want you to try out for this opportunity on camera," and I was like, "What? Me?" And I honored that. I mean, obviously that's not where I ended up, but it was still cool to even see myself try that, because I would never in a million years. I'm like, no, that's not where I go. Like, I'm not in front of the camera. I'm not on the mic. That's not me. I'm the behind the scenes person. I don't have the voice. I don't have the, in my opinion, I don't have that disposition, that face, that camera situation. That's not me. But it was cool for me to allow myself to push those boundaries a little bit. I showed some artwork in a group show for Illy magazine. Lovely, I Love You Mag. So it was great to be part of that alongside 8 other artists. And just, I don't know, just be out there and like let people see my face, let people see my work, let people see my art, hear my voice, me doing this. You know, like it's weird and it's strange and it's awkward. And I still think I have to adjust my mannerisms to like suit being seen. But it's a step in the right direction, I think, for me to be recognized for the work that I do. Because I eventually want to be recognized for my work. I don't want to only just do it in a basement by myself, you know. I want people to see it. Yeah. So just kind of getting out there.
I'm proud of myself this year for doing things that scared me. I did a lot of things that scared me. Like, this show scared me. Like, even like coming up with something and like having full creative control and working with the team. And even though like I'm poor, I'm like I want to do this so bad, and I like pay the fee every month and have this show because I care very deeply about like being creative and doing something I've always wanted to do. Like, ever since I was, how old was I? I kind of like abandoned the dream, but I wanted to have my own talk show. I'm like, I want to be like a late night host, yada, yada. I have like a big team of like Black writers. Like, I was nuts.
Yeah, go for it.
And now I'm like,
people still get their dreams.
Yeah. So I'm like, I can start here. And what else was I afraid of? Oh my God, I'm like fully natural now.
Yeah, welcome to the curly side.
I've been relaxed since I was 5. My hair was down my back. And I'm like, you know what? No.
It can be back down your back, trust me.
It's back down my back already.
Exactly.
I got it blown out yesterday. And she's like, it's down your back again. I'm like,
see? See?
Look what happens when you don't touch your hair, girls.
Okay.
It just grows. Yeah, everybody be hating on Beyonce for that long ass hair. I'm like, she doesn't touch it. Just put on your wigs and handle it.
I'm about to enter this wig life game.
Wig is so fun. I almost wore mine today, but I didn't feel like straightening it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm scared of that because I'm not used to my face in that, but I'm about to do it because I don't do my hair. It
definitely takes some getting used to. I think the one that I like the best is my long straight one because like I've had straight long hair for a very long time.
Oh, so it's like I'm like,
it just
point.
It just works the best. But then I have like my nice ombre one. I always wanted ombre hair, but since I was relaxed, you can't do anything with relaxed hair. So I'm like, I'm gonna go natural, girl.
Yeah, you'll be bald headed.
Oh, I'm not. Especially like that transition from having like hang time to being bald headed.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Girl, that would be the scariest thing ever. But I was also proud of myself. Like, something that scares me is just like being, I wouldn't say being social, but like being like putting myself out there. Like, I would go to events this year and I'm just like, oh, there's someone I admire their work.
Right.
I just walk up to them. I'm like, hey. And I would just start talking to them and hand them my card. I'm like,
that's my goal for next year.
I never ever thought that I would have like the balls to do that.
Yeah.
And I did it. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I met so many cool people just by like going up to them.
That's an amazing way to meet people. I just need to learn.
I was so
be
scared.
Confident doing it. It's just I'm not a first move person as much as I would like to be. Mm-hmm. It takes work and it takes practice. So that's a really cool thing for you to like jump into, because I guess it gets easier the more you do it.
Yeah.
But
then like they always have free drinks at these places. It makes it a liquid lot courage. So you're like, hey,
liquid courage is so helpful.
So what else? Well, I think that this year we also learned that like the energy of the planet also aligns with our energy. So like if something's wrong in this world, it makes us feel like crap. So what are some of your hopes for the future of our planet and our world and our country?
I just want people to get it together. I just want people to take things seriously. and when I say people, I mean the people who make decisions and fund things and control larger entities than we are able to do. Like, people been saying, y'all, that the planet is funny with the weather.
Oh, she is angry.
Okay, the Earth is shaking in her boots to piss us off.
Angry. That was one of the things I was thinking about putting that in like the hot topics, but it's just so scary to talk about. But
like, come on, we went to, was it last year, the year before? We went to church we go to church on like Christmas, like
it was
Christmas
like 60 something degrees, right?
I had no jacket on. Mm-hmm. That's not normal, guys.
Kids wearing flip flops in the snowstorm. I went to like my dancers, like my old dancers. I went to their dance show last weekend. Well, no, not last weekend. Technically 2 weekends ago. Mm-hmm. And we had a blizzard that day. Basically, I would say a winter storm. Mm-hmm. And there were kids still in flip flops. No. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? People Mother Earth is on. Like, you guys need to listen to me. There's no reason why we should have had 2 Category 5 hurricanes.
Oh my gosh, that was so bad.
There's no reason for that.
Hurricane summer or fall or whatever the season was what a mess. Horrific. And I feel, that's what it is. I want people to stop acting like victims are not to be helped. Puerto Rico, 45, those are your citizens, bruh.
Just because they're not in the immediate states that touch.
Ain't no just because a person of presidents should know these things, right? Mm-hmm. People who are smarts, right? Who have smarts.
Daft.
But we have this one who obviously doesn't get that they're his responsibility, and that the people. I will never forget. I was on the train and someone's like, "Yeah, I went to go to this island, but I can't because they're kind of closed right now. But luckily, we found it. We got a cheap ticket to somewhere else."
Oh, come on!
Like, stop talking about these places like
they're just like a destination.
Yeah, like these people need help. Mm-hmm. The ones that have not, like, there were some islands that were wiped out.
I still haven't heard from my aunt in St. Croix. Like, I tried to call her so many times, and I still haven't heard from her.
Nothing. There's people still have no food, no electricity, no shelter. All your fancy resorts that you guys had, your timeshares on are all broken down, and all you're considering is, but luckily I can still get to, what is it, Curacao? Luckily I can still get over there.
Oh my God.
Focus, humanity, focus.
You know what I hate the most? When there's like a natural disaster or something going wrong and people use that as an excuse to post like vacation pictures.
Child.
They're like,
I remember.
TBT, I miss. Like, no.
I just remember when I was back in the sand and surf of Puerto Rico. I had a great time. Praying for those people.
Like, no. Instead
of
praying,
a prayer?
Why don't you
No, really pray. Like, that's not a prayer. Your post of you in a bikini is not a prayer.
It's not a prayer.
It's not a prayer.
It's just a way to get likes because that's how we thrive in this country, and it's a damn shame.
It's really sad.
Like, instead of praying on social media, why don't you donate some food, some clothes,
and send it with that prayer?
And send it. That's oh my God, that was another thing I was proud of this year. I was super charitable.
Yay!
I had a Halloween party. And last year, for my birthday party at my house, we donated to the Lupus Foundation because my cousin passed away from lupus. This year, we donated to the St. Croix, I forget the exact name of it, but St. Croix, obviously. Like, people are not talking about the Virgin Islands. Like, it's ridiculous. So we donated money to the Virgin Islands, like, relief fund, and hopefully, like, it helps. Any little bit helps.
A little, yeah. As long as it's not going to the Red Cross.
Yeah. Oh my God. There was someone on someone on Facebook who was like, "Don't forget to donate to the Red Cross." And I'm like, I never comment on Facebook because, like, Facebook is dumb. But I wrote, I'm like, this is the worst place you could ever donate to. Yeah, and please, I'm like, can you please take this down?
Not even trying to be mean. Just, dog, don't do it.
It's because, look, Haiti's still trying to figure out where these funds went and how they can
These funds not coming.
Because Haiti is still feeling the wrath.
From their last things that they were promised relief from, just leave the Red Cross. Just, y'all go ahead and do your own thing. But if you have your own donation money, there are plenty of other organizations that could use your help. And even if you don't donate to other organizations, donate your time. Go yourself if you can. Like,
absolutely.
Eventually, rebuilding efforts will start. Volunteer that elbow grease. Don't get that mani. I mean, you can get a mani too. but go ahead and get the gel one so that when you go and do your work,
then you could just like scrub it off your fingernails.
Yes, it won't. You know, you can do both. You can do both.
So like that's my wish for the world, is that we just start to obey Mother Earth, because she's the most important one, and then just listen to each other. I feel like there's been so many communication errors. I feel like, oh my God, I hate how this year race was bought into everything, and I really hope that next year it stops. Like, it was bought into everything, and everything was a way. Like, if something was going like well in someone's life, not everyone, but people would go and find something wrong with it. So people can't be happy. Like, granted, like, I'm thankful that someone did point out that Keaton's mom was a jerk, but at the same time, that kid is still bullied. Yeah. And you didn't have to go out of your way and find something wrong with the situation. Yeah. Just because other people and other, like, granted.
It sucks that she had to be the person to try to take money off that situation.
And anyone who videotapes their child crying, I think, is a monster in themselves. Yeah, like, in themselves.
It's like weird.
It's very weird.
It's weird.
But like, people went out of their way to find something wrong with that situation, and people go out of their way to find something wrong with so many situations, and there's just not letting people be happy and compassionate.
Yeah, there's always like a fine print for compassion, and it's weird. Like, you people can't just be happy for each other. You can't, it's really or just like strange.
Just like give them a pat on the back and be like, it's okay. Like, we all go through this. Like, no, everyone. Like, oh no, he was a bully too. We don't have proof of that.
Just be nice until you find something else later. Like, until whatever needs to come to light comes to light. Just be a good human. And then you find out, and then you're like, well, dang, that sucks. But if he's really out here crying and sad, then be an adult that should care about like your child being bullied.
Person picks on a child on the internet. Like,
that's also the thing.
The
people wouldn't do it in real life. It's only the internet. It's the internet. They wouldn't bully the child in real life. It would literally just on the internet, because you'll get reaction from it.
So sad. Everyone's out. That's why everyone's motivation is for likes. Like, everyone just wants a reaction from somebody, and someone to be like, "Oh yeah, your point is valid." Like, you don't know these people. Who cares?
I think it comes from, like, I don't know what kind of fulfillment they get from it. Really,
it's disgusting. Last question. What advice can you give our listeners for the next year?
Follow your heart. Be easy on yourself. Celebrate yourself. Like, it's okay to do that. I'm learning that slowly but surely. Like, it's super okay to be like, yo, I did that. Damn, I could write. Damn, I could sing. Damn, I could act. Whatever your thing is. Like, it's super cool to do that. And give yourself time to get free, to get quiet, to recalibrate. Like, give yourself that time, especially if you live in a big city, because you will lose it. You need that time to just be with yourself, love on yourself, love the things you've done, appreciate yourself, figure out how you can kind of do better for yourself, for you. But you have to give yourself the time to do that. There's only 24 hours in a day, and I think it's not enough. I'm always running short on time, but find that time for yourself. Grow yourself, love yourself. Let your heart be fulfilled. Like, it's I know we have this idea that we got to struggle forever until we finally at 40 it pays off, and then you're Diddy.
Or it's like Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah, like, right. I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, it's cool. Like, you, or no days off. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Nah, bro. I'm taking these naps.
Because up until at least June, because June was the time in this year where I burned out. Like, I was burnt in June, and it's because I had that mentality, like, oh no, if I'm not hustling, if I'm not doing this, if I'm not doing that, then I'm not working. And now I'm like,
it's a lie we tell ourselves.
It's December. I think in maybe November, like, I had a lot of pieces, and then I was done, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything else. I'm gonna just relax, and I'm gonna just chill for the rest of the year. And if someone wants me to,
it's only a few days, dog.
Yeah, like, it's so nice to just relax. And I think realizing that I can actually breathe, and it's okay to just sit down and watch Wags It's like totally fine. Waggy's my show.
Ma'am.
But I guess the advice I would give is it's okay to hustle in silence. Like, not everybody
golden
needs
nugget
to know.
right there.
Not everybody needs to know that you're working on, it's a project, it's going to be a banger, it's going to be this.
Because then if it's not.
Because if it's not, then everyone's going to be like, where'd that banger go?
Right. And you're going to feel bad about yourself. But set your own, I'm such a huge, like, cheerleader for writing stuff down.
I write everything down.
So many Post-its.
My goal list on my computer right now.
I got about 10 journals for different things. That was one thing I didn't mention. I was proud of myself for writing more fiction. I know that that's something I want to do. Like, when I was a child, I said that my dream job was to be an author, and I kind of let that go once I found journalism. Not let it go, but like refocus it into journalism, because someone was like, "Oh, author is not really a thing." No, I still want to like write. Mm-hmm. So writing that down, like literally, I write them now. I write the stories. I type them too, but like I'll write them. I'll write my goals on the wall. I'll write Post-it notes. I'll write everything out. Mm-hmm. It just feels good to like
the only person who needs to know what you're doing is you.
And maybe like also, but I do have like a handful of people, like a small group, because you need your accountability person to be like, I know you want to do this. Did you move forward? Mm-hmm. But as far as the whole world,
only give morsels.
Just morsels.
They'll see it. Like, you know how Beyonce doesn't tell anybody what's happening until it happens? Mm-hmm. That's me. Like, I'm not, as the greatest wordsmith of our time has said.
I cannot.
Bitch, real G's move in silence like lasagna.
Come on.
And that is the end of that segment.
Come on.
Perfect time to end that.
I can't stand you. I cannot stand you.
When I tell you that line, not only do I follow that just like in life, but it's like the best rap line ever.
It's very total, and it's like,
hey, sounds like lasagna. Like, come on.
It's a total. It's a packet. It's right there. Like, you don't need the before or the after.
Like, I wish that song came out like when I was in high school, because that would have been my senior quote, without a doubt. You know what my senior quote was? Have you seen The Hangover?
I did.
Okay, you know how Mr. Chow is like, was telling them something, and then he's like, toodaloo, motherfucker.
Yes.
That was my senior quote.
You put
I didn't put motherfuckers. I put toodaloo ... And people, like, some people got it. Others were like, I don't get it. And I'm like,
it's not for you to get.
You're not supposed to get it.
Not for you to get. Mine was definitely, it was Kanye quotes. But it was because, like, my person at the time loved Kanye. So we got, like, not matching quotes, but, like, we both got Kanye quotes.
What was the quote?
Oh, my gosh. Well, it was two quotes. One was like a love quote that like began and ended, and that was dumb. And then the other one, oh my God, was mine. Okay. So I think his quote was, I'm really bad at lyrics, guys. I'm sorry, but like, I can use the arrogance as a steam to power my dreams or whatever. That was
a good.
That
quote,
was one.
Though.
That was his. Mm-hmm. Mine was an actual quote from an interview he did, that he was like, something like, you can't please everyone, but think of all the good things you could do if you try, or something like that.
You know what
it was to? I don't know who he gave that interview to.
My
The Guardian.
life is dope and I do dope shit. It would have been a great quote.
Who was that again?
He said that to Dave Chappelle.
What was that?
Out here. I think it was years ago. Dave Chappelle was on an interview with some person. It was like the first time he met Kanye. He said like during the what special was that? It was like Dave Chappelle's like the block party. And he's like the first time he ever met Kanye, and Kanye was on the phone with somebody, and he's like, I'm with Dave Chappelle, and he was about to hang up, and he's like, because my life is dope and I do dope shit. Come
on and tell it, Kanye.
And I'm like, yes.
Yo, Kanye be dropping the fortune cookie gems, bro.
For real. Disrespected icon.
No, I know. He got to get together. He just got to recoup with his family and just live, like,
Can't wait to see his new baby.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I like Dad Kanye.
Dad Kanye.
Because North loves that man. Oh my God. And they're perfect, and they're the same, so.
No, yeah, they are. They're definitely the same personality.
Such the same.
From what we,
from what we see.
On the outside.
So my last segment of the show is called Unpopular Opinions.
Lord.
So you just give an unpopular opinion. That's the segment. It's the best segment.
Oh, boy.
Would you like to hear mine? I was thinking about this over the weekend. I'm nervous.
Oh, man.
Okay. You know those Cheddar Bay biscuits from Red Lobster?
Don't do it.
They're disgusting.
What?
I don't like them one bit.
Don't even do it.
I don't like them.
don't. Oh, I got one.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Oh,
okay.
go.
So like, I think the reason that I don't like that, one, obviously, when you hear bad news, you don't have an appetite. And we went to Red Lobster the day my grandma died, like as like a place, I guess, where we could just like eat our feelings. But when I'm upset, I don't eat, or I just have no appetite. So we started off with the Cheddar Bay biscuits, and I'm like, these are nasty. And I'm like, I love me some cheese. Cheddar is one of my favorite cheeses. And I'm like, okay, like everyone's bent up on these Cheddar Bay biscuits. Like my whole family was like, these are so good. I'm like, are we eating the same biscuits? And then my dad made them once, because my dad is a great cook, and I still didn't like them. I'm like, okay, something's wrong with me, I guess, because everyone's crazy about these biscuits, but I just find them nasty. I don't know. I think they're disgusting. Yeah, I think they're absolutely disgusting.
You're bugging. I don't even eat cheese, and I love them.
That's nasty biscuits.
Oh, you're wilding.
And I don't like seafood either. So maybe just like the notion of being at Red Lobster, I'm like the worst Caribbean you'll ever meet.
That must, that doesn't confuse you, Lord.
Oof, God.
Confuse you.
I mean, like, if you don't tell me it's fish, I'll eat it and probably enjoy it. But like I'll taste the fish.
The fish.
But if you're like, hey, have this like mackerel or something, ugh,
I won't touch it. So you don't be having ackee and saltfish. Saltfish and like green banana.
I'm a bad Jamaican. Oh, the only like
poor you.
I guess crustacean I'll eat is shrimp, or I'll have
you
fried.
You buzzing down crab legs and lobster.
I'll have fried fish.
And fried fish is good, at least
because it's like fried. I'm just a big old fatty. But yeah, those Cheddar Bay biscuits are trash.
All right, what's mine? I wish I had time to think about a better one. Well, I know this goes against your like segment.
Oh God.
I'm just, I think that she is obviously one of the greatest performers of all time.
Here we go.
But I'm just not part of the hive. I'm not part of the hive. The thing is, because I don't relate to her, and she makes herself meant to be related with. And I'm not an idol worship person either.
Brandon, were you here when we discussed how I think Beyonce needs to like become a human again, or was that Marufel? Okay, so I think a couple episodes ago, I was talking about how Beyonce is like not a human. Like she just like makes herself like this enigmatic figure, and she's like not personable and she's not relatable anymore, but she used to be. Like I feel like I'm a very realistic Beyonce fan. Like she cannot act. All she can do, she cannot speak. That's the thing. She can't speak. I'm sorry, but that Colin Kaepernick speech,
I didn't watch it.
She sounded like a robot. Thank you, Colin Kaepernick. I'm what is this?
I didn't watch it, but I think like her magic is on a stage when she's using the stage for herself.
Absolutely.
And that is amazing. It's just when I love artists because I love the people too. And it's weird, like I know you're supposed to separate it, but I really can't. Like I love Solange because I love Solange the person, real. And therefore I can love Solange the artist even more effectively. Beyonce, now let me get this real crystal clear. Me and Destiny's Child, are here
because she was so fun.
We are here. It was more fun, and it was before idol worship in that way. It was not scary. It was not fandemonium. I didn't feel like I'd be stoned by people.
I really feel like the idol worship started after 4, like Run the World, because she started taking hold of her career and she started doing things like maybe more, I guess, above the level of what's expected of a black female artist. So people were like, oh, wow, she's amazing. And we're like, we told you she was amazing years ago. And then everybody started jumping on the bandwagon.
I always thought she was good, but I feel bad. Like it's part of the thing is her not being like meant to be accessible to you emotionally. And then also like fans ruin it too. Fans ruin it for me. I know it's not her fault, quote unquote, but her fans are irritating.
Like the most realistic I feel like for me, I'm just a realist anyway. I keep it 100. Like, if your shit don't stink, I'm going to tell you it. Beyonce as a musician, as a performer, to me, can't be touched right now at all.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that just because she's good at stuff on stage, it doesn't mean that she's good at everything else. And I feel like everyone's like, oh no, she can do no wrong. I'm like, no, she can do wrong. Do you see the Pink Panther?
It's lazy. It's laziness. It's like, I don't like people that feel that you cannot have a dissenting opinion. I think that's an irritating thing. It's y'all want to be frustrated about people censoring the internet and stuff, but when people give opinions that are not the same as y'all want to rile up. And so I think her fans are kind of like they're
so mean.
They're mean. Yeah, it's too much. It's like, y'all don't got nothing else to do. So
they're very mean.
That's one of them. And then my other like unpopular opinion, brown liquor.
Oh, get that out of my face.
Brown liquor can go.
Brown liquor can go.
Basura. Dog. Yeah, that can go.
Basura.
Hennessy. Sorry, my black people. That can go.
I had Hennessy before we got to the show.
Yeah, that can go.
It was nasty though. You see me shudder when I did it. It's like a convulse.
That's literally only a social and one shot thing, and I always regret it. Douce can go too. Douce can go away. Douce can go away.
Ever had Douce?
It's just not good.
I don't think I've ever had Douce.
I'm just not into the brown liquor hype. Sorry, guys. Tequila and rum are it for me because of Caribbean roots.
Yeah.
And then tequila, just because tequila, I understand where I'm gonna be with that. Like I know exactly. I know. Yeah. Most people are terrible on tequila, but for me, I know that I'll have a little drink, and in 15 minutes I'll feel it, and I'll know exactly where I'm gonna be. And when it comes down, and I'll be fine.
I have an alter ego.
Brown liquor is too unpredictable.
When I drink tequila, I have an alter ego.
Yeah, most people do.
I don't want to say her name because it embarrasses even me.
It's actually funny that you have an alter ego.
But she only comes out when tequila is present. She likes to dance. She likes to sing. I mean, it's me just very enhanced.
Yeah.
The last time I drank tequila, I became friends with the only other black girl in the bar, and we left the bar doing the black fist, like the black power salute.
That's friendship.
It was friendship. And like JTJ, that's her, the shortened version of her real name.
Okay.
It's, I don't even want to say it.
JTJ.
JTJ stands, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Don't incriminate yourself.
Okay, so like, I'm a dancer. I like to shimmy. So on my birthday, my friends kept giving me like a lot of drinks. Obviously, it was my birthday. So I kept going up to people and like, jingle your tits.
I knew that was coming. I knew it. I saw it. I said it in my head.
I'm like, just jingle your tits. Jingle. So it's Jingle Tits Jana.
You know what?
And she is a blast.
You know what?
But she also doesn't have any self-control.
I think that's everybody on brown liquor. And there's that.
That's why, oh my God, bourbon.
People lose their morals.
Get bourbon away from me forever.
All that brown stuff can go.
God, I'm like, oh my God. Honestly, I feel like this year, another realization was that I can't, like tequila's not my friend. And neither is brown liquor. I might as well just stick with like a nice mixed drink.
Keep it cute.
A nice vodka drink, be cute.
Keep it cute.
Or just, when in doubt, drink wine.
I was going to say wine is
Wine
nice.
is really where it's at.
Yep. You drink it a little bit, and then you go home, you go to sleep.
You can't go wrong with wine.
You can't. You literally.
But you can go wrong with brown liquor.
Yeah, first of all, everyone goes wrong with brown liquor, but I just let them be. I just watch.
Like, there's people in this world who, like, really love brown liquor.
All of my friends. All of them. And it's just, I don't know. It ain't my cup of tea, man. I'm not really into that whole like blackout life. The whole wild out
really
life.
Horrifying. Like you don't have control. Well, granted, when you're drinking, you usually don't have control over what you do, but to not remember.
Yeah, that's
scary.
Yeah, it's
like people, that there's people in this world who like drink to get drunk.
Well, anybody closer to the spectrum of college still.
It's so funny
that I feel like until 30, granted people will chill out closer to 30, but give give us like one like reunion type thing, and people will go there, and it's like, it's not a blame, it's like it's an escape. But I just know that our bodies
brings you back to the days.
Yeah, but our bodies start to like be like, hey,
it's
guys.
so funny because like I was just in college, like just there, and now like the thought of shots repulses me.
That's
like, yo, I used to be able to take those shots back like champs, and now I'm like, get that away from me.
No, you have to really ready your spirit. Ooh, you have to ready your spirit. Like for that.
Nowadays, if I take a shot, I know that something bad's about to happen.
Well, it depends on
what the shot is. Really,
I'm pretty good with that, because if I'm taking shots, I'm not gonna do much of anything else. I'm just gonna chill.
Know yourself and know your worth.
Okay, come on. Gospel as told by Obbs.
Aubrey.
Young Obbs.
I think that's all. And let me give my outro. And then there's like a little small segment, but it's like not a big deal.
Okay.
So that's all for In Friends with Jana Jefferson. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JNA Jefferson. And don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes, the podcast app, and Google Play, where you can stay up to date on new episodes when they become available. Extreme thanks to my guest host for today, Stacy-Ann Ellis, for being incredible. Do you have anything to promote?
You can just, if you ever want to read anything that I've written, or I shoot as well, photography. So if you ever want to look that out, thanks. Just go to StacyAnnEllis.com, StacyAnnellis.com, and everything else will be connected from there. Like literally everything is there. Just peruse through. Drop me a line if you're interested. Let's collab. I know that's like a weird.
Let's link.
Let's work. No, but seriously, just like take a gander. Just inspire yourself if there's something that comes up.
And shout out to Stacy, just like being here for me. This whole year was really tough on my spirit, like as a writer. And Stacy's been here and been so helpful. Like one of my like coolest people in this industry for sure.
Just trying to help.
For sure. Like you've helped me so much, and I appreciate you very much.
Aww, thanks, girl. We gonna be here.
We gonna be all right.
Don't JTJ coming out.
No, JTJ will not come out. I think again until I'm like my 25th birthday next year. JTJ is not allowed out. Like even on New Year's, like she is not coming out.
She's staying in the closet. Okay.
She will be. Oh my God, it's so like that meme of Kermit where he has the hood. JTJ is the Kermit with the hood, and I'm the Kermit who's like just regular.
Oh my gosh.
JTJ is even like, should I take this shot? Take 5.
Oh my gosh.
It's really, really scary.
I'm actually scared of JTJ.
She's fine, and she's just like doesn't care about Jane and Monique like at all.
She finna come out. She finna come out.
Her.
It's cool. We gonna party. Sad. We gonna party.
And we always end the show, except for the exception of this one episode. I don't know why we didn't do it, but with a special F you to Donald Trump. So, Donald, it has been a year.
Middle fingers.
And we're still, taking 15 steps back, 50 years back. And there's so many things I wish I could say. And it's just like, but the underlying thing about Donald Trump is that I just wish that he had like a scruple of compassion for the people he was leading. And he didn't just get into this just to say he's the most powerful, untouchable man on the planet.
Every day.
Every single day. He's just a pariah. And
a wart.
People did all of this just to not have a woman in office, a qualified woman. Isn't that such is life? Such is life.
Exactly. That's a theme, honey. That's
such
a theme.
Life.
But y'all voted for this man.
Mm-hmm. Now you gotta deal with the repercussions.
Eat what you dished out, boo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Middle fingers to you, beloved. Mm-hmm. Bless your heart. God,
be blessed.
Be blessed. That's all. That's the only nice thing I gotta say. Be blessed.
I kind of feel bad for Melania. Just a little bit.
Only a bit.
Because she
only
just wanted
she ain't
a
signed
sugar
up for that.
daddy.
I know. She ain't signed
up. And
up.
now look at her being forced to do things she does not want to
I know. But you picked it. You could have picked any other person.
Any other sugar daddy, and you picked this. You picked
that one. Yeah, so.
I heard that they had like a clause. It's like if he lost the election, she was going to like give him divorce papers. I know she is waiting for that, for this. Let's hope it's not 3 more years, but
We just gonna pray. I don't know what I'm praying for, but I'm praying for something sense.
I think that this is I hope it's a wake up call for this country to be like, do better. We can't let hatred win. We can't let people who have no idea what they're doing in office. Like, I'm sorry. Like, people are like, oh, we need more people like us. I'm like, no, we need someone who knows what they're doing. No, I'm sorry.
Why would we do that?
We need people with experience in politics to be politicians. That is what they go to school to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what they spend their times doing public service to do. But
The Rock is out here saying he wants to be president. If The Rock runs for president, I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I don't care if he's cute and likable.
But the thing is, I'm not here for him running, but Trump has put the bar so low. Mm-hmm. That's what we're gonna get.
Emboldening so many people. Yeah. In so many aspects.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna get. We're gonna, yeah.
Barack Obama didn't deserve this.
Child, I'm just gonna live my best life over here.
I miss Barack.
We all do. Well, most of us do. The people who voted for Trump don't, but they're gonna suffer. So.
Yeah, I mean, when they have no health care and the tax cuts are stupendous, and
I'm just gonna watch from over here. We've gotten through struggle. I made a struggle and we've gotten through it. So it's y'all who have to like learn how to deal with terribleness.
Mm-hmm. It's your turn now.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
Good luck.
Good luck.
So that's all for my show. Tune in. Oh my God, tune in next year. That sounds weird. But
right.
It sounds like I'm going to be gone for
forever.
I'm going to be back and be like, oh, so like, hey. Whoa. Okay. So I think my next episode is January 9th, because if I came back January 2nd, I'd be so out of sorts.
Yeah, no one's going to.
So no one's.
People going to be realigning themselves.
Yeah, like, and there's not going to be anything to talk about. Like, oh, how was your New Year? Yeah. There's no stories that went on in the. Like,
yeah.
No.
People going to be drunk still.
January 9th, we'll be back with a new guest and new stuff. And new flim flam to talk about. So, yeah. Bye, everybody.